Okay, welcome back to Adventures in Old Code, episode 2. So today I've got a small little program that I wrote on October 2nd in 1998 to share with you all. First off, though, I wanted to follow up on something I mentioned last episode. I mentioned something about how having my name fall from the screen was just so wonderful and such an awesome, empowering experience, and that might not make much sense in today's computing world. In case in point, let's load it up and see what we have. So in today's world of computing, we have lots of speed and RAM and visual elements at our disposal. And the screen is small, and I'm doing that on purpose. So if we pull up the program that we were working on last time, right here, and I'm interested in my falling name. Okay, if you recall this, Joey is great. This is the point where I said it gave you such a sense of power to make the computer do such a thing. And looking at it, it's really silly. It's really silly. But I think it's because in today's computing world, the window is so small. There's all these other distractions. We've got this window open, that window open. We've got browsers over here, and you can watch baseball, and you can have a file manager open, and you can be exploring some other stuff. And your program that you wrote made the computer do something. It's lost in all of this mess. But that wasn't reality. Oh, I'm getting some audio here. This was my reality. This is so much more complete. This is what gave the sense of power, because there is no other distractions. Everything the computer is doing, I made it do. That is the feeling of power. And so that is what I think is lost in today's computing environment, especially for younger children, people who are just getting into computer science, who do their own explorations. I don't know if the magic is there. Anyhow, we could talk about that lots, but what do I have for us today? There's a few things I wanted to go over before I show the actual program. We're going to do a new file here. We're going to do some live QBasic programming. Hopefully this goes okay. So you've seen me use this lots, randomize timer, and then this inline function. This was my random function generator. I just wanted to make a mention as to what this randomized timer line was doing. It defines a seed for the randomization. So if I were to print "100 random numbers between 1 and 10, or 10 random numbers between 1 and 100. Oh, my name's still flashing. There, you see the 15, 61, 15, 27, 42. That's because I randomized the timer. We're going to get different values every time. Every time we'll get different values. 52, 40, 83, 52. Timer is, I think, the number of seconds since the computer was turned on, or something to that effect. The upshot of all this is if you set the random number to 7 or 31 or 127 or 8,191. All very special numbers, by the way. 26, 70, 72, 26, 70, 72, 26, 70, 72. You get a random number sequence, but if you give it the same seed, you get the same sequence. Anyhow, timer is a nice thing to use that just generates random, pseudo-random values so that your sequences are always different. Another thing I wanted to mention, I use colors lots. This was before I knew any graphics whatsoever. And so in later episodes, we'll go into QBasic graphics. But for now, you saw last day I had 32 colors, 0 through 15, and then the 16 through 31 colors. And you also saw me use the locate function. The locate function locates a coordinate on the screen and prints whatever you want to. So I thought I might do this explicitly for you all. Do some more live QBasic programming. We'll see what happens. If we go 1 to 16, I'm not going to deal with color 0. Color 0 is black. It's not even a color. 1 to 15. We're going to cycle through all the colors. We're going to locate. And this always bugged me ever since I learned this. In algebra, in math class, when you graph things, sorry, not algebra, but when you graph things and the x-coordinate comes before the y, the horizontal, and then the vertical. In this method, it's the row followed by the column, which may have something to do with matrices. I'm not sure. But anyhow, we will locate row X and column 1, and we will print the message color X, next X. We'll see if that worked. That did work. I forgot in QBasic, if you do the semicolon, it automatically adds a space for you. Beautiful. And I want to see, let's cycle, go from 17 to 31. Again, 16 was just blinking black. It's meaningless. I'm not sure why they did such a thing. And let's go to column 20 this time, and we'll print color X and next X. This didn't capitalize. There we go. Okay. Oh, illegal function call. Right. The screen only has 25 rows or something like that. Besides, we want to do it on the same rows as before, so I will subtract 15. 16, what am I talking about? It has a lot to be desired. Why? So now I'm just staring into space. Wonder, oh, right, because I didn't clear my screen. I'm doing everything. Oh, you gotta love. That is what I'm after. Okay, let's color these things. Color X. Here we go. Color X. 9 minutes, and all we've done is this. There we go. Okay, this was my color palette. Why you have the blinking colors, I have no idea. I hardly ever use these. They're just for my own exploration. They didn't make any sense why you'd ever need colors to blink. The only thing I can think of is if you were making a text-based game and your character was green, and if he got hit by a missile or something, he blinked, perhaps, for a few seconds. So you'd go from color 2 to color 18 for those few seconds, and that would blink for the user. But all in all, I think it's absolutely useless. And I always, yes, you have 32 labeled colors, but 2 of them are black and 15 of them are blinking. So it really, I don't know why this was given to you in QBasic. But anyway, that's some nice history. Okay, and how to use the locate function and the randomize function and the colors and all that stuff. Okay, let us open the program that I want to show you today. And this program is Space. Okay, this is a very short program. I will show you what it looks like. Wow, that's mesmerizing, and we're done. Keep in mind that's not the speed at which the computer ran originally. It was more like this. Color 1, color 2 is coming up eventually. Anyhow, there's color 2. So this is what I saw as space. I thought that was a fantastic thing. Control break, function break, alt break, shift. Oh, that's pause, shift break. Oh boy, I don't know how to get out of this. For later episodes, I will figure out how to get out of that program. We used to use shift break back in the day, but that doesn't work in DOSBox. I know we're hitting the 12-minute mark, but just stay with me. We are actually almost done because there's not a whole lot to this program. One episode or one set of episodes, I'll explain what Sable 143 means. That will be an exciting series to get to. All right. Space. Okay. So let's just keep it at 100 now so that it actually finishes. Okay, so dissecting this, remember this is the very next day. I don't even think I had an extra computer science class in school yet. So all you're going to see the exact same things. Naming things is hard. 90% of computer science is getting good names, and it's clearly a lesson I hadn't learned in the day since I made my very first program. So much the same way, I have this random, this subroutine called ran.dot. It needed to be called ran.dot because I needed ran, and I needed ran2 as some global variables. I didn't really. I don't know what I was thinking. I could have easily called this, oh, I don't know, say x and y, or maybe row and column. That would have been so much better, but anyway, that's all right. I don't know why I'm casting them as double. I think I was just playing around. Hey, numeric types, different kinds of types. That was a new thing for me. Doubles will work just fine when you're doing screen coordinates. Okay, so I'm clearing the screen, generating my random variables. Now, I did not need to randomize the timer in this function. This is typically done at the beginning of a program, but yeah, apparently I wanted to do it every time I ran. You should also note that I had absolutely no idea how to accept parameters into methods or subroutines or do anything, so I had to do everything with global variables. If I wanted a variable in any subroutine that was shared between the main routine and the subroutine, had to be a global variable. Why not? Made sense to me. Okay. Okay, 1 to 31, another code 1 to 7. I'm not sure what code signifies something or other. Locate a random coordinates that we just calculated, change to the color, print an asterisk, sleep for a bit, locate the same coordinates, print a space to erase the asterisk, recalculate random variables, random coordinate, next code, next X, that's what you got in all its gloriousness. So that was a long video on such a small little program, but I hope that you found it interesting. That was the paradigm of programming back in 1998 at my house anyway, learning how to make a computer do stuff like this. A far cry from computing today, but that is still the fundamentals of computing. Color, location, screen. That's all you got. It's all what you can make the computer do that the user sees, and that was great. I really enjoyed that. So thank you for meeting with me, watching my video. Hopefully you like the new format. I like this format much better than the last one. We'll do some improving upon it, but yeah, take it easy, and we'll see you next time in the next episode of Adventures in Old Code. Have a nice day.